Hello, hello, hello. All right. Hey, everybody. Robin, Jay, Tammy, Becca. Good to see you guys. Can everybody hear me? I hope you guys can hear me. Well, I'm going to go ahead and assume that you can, and we'll go ahead and get started. I want to say thank you for being on today's YouTube Live with Stephen Gardner, me. The fact that anybody would show up for this is pretty dang cool. So you guys are amazing, and I hope that we can have a fun night tonight and go through this information and have a good time. So today, what I want to do is I want to kind of mix in some questions about money. I want to mix in some questions about stimulus checks and the stimulus package. I want to talk about business. I want to talk about personal development. And I also want to talk about just my life in general. If you guys have any questions, I would be happy to answer your questions the best that I can. So make sure that they're appropriate. I definitely want this to be PG because I know some of you guys watch my show with your children and your grandchildren. So I'm always respectful with my language, but let's go ahead and get started. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then thank you for being here. You guys are so awesome. I said this earlier today on my stimulus check update, but you guys gave me 75,000 likes on my video yesterday, and it was enough that I got a message from YouTube just saying how incredible it is that a channel of my size would get that kind of attention. It's just absolutely incredible. MLJ Shell, hey, thank you so much for the super chat. That's so awesome. I appreciate that. And if you're not a subscribed member of my community, I think you should join. And the reason being is I try to share how to become more successful, how to make more money, how to think a little bit differently, the stimulus updates. But, my channel is more than a stimulus check update. I'm here to help people grow, and I'm here to let you witness my growth. I certainly have not arrived, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later this evening. But I just think it's so amazing to have this incredible community. Linda King, where's your wife? I heard she's cool. She is actually not here, but she is going to do a YouTube live or a video with me one of these days. I promise I'm not hiding her from you. All right. Pamela Carey says hello. Thank you. Hello, Pamela. Thank you so very much. Marla Frost says hello. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right. So what I want to talk about for a few minutes is I want to talk just for a couple of minutes about what I put on my YouTube community page. Now, some of you say, what the heck's a YouTube community page? If you go to my video and you click Stephen Gardner, it will pull up all of my videos, right? And then about halfway through the top tab, there's a tab called Community. And I put pictures of me in my office or with my family, or I try to post at least 4 or 5 inspiring ideas and quotes every single week. I want to bring value to my community. And so I hope you guys find those inspiring. Today, what I talked about was how most of our limiting beliefs start right here in our mind, but they actually go further back, right? They go back to our childhood. Now, I had a pretty good childhood, right? I didn't grow up wealthy. I didn't grow up in a rich neighborhood. My mother was a school teacher, and she worked in resource. So children that struggled with reading and math and, behavioral issues. My father worked at a camera company. He was a salesman for a camera company. This was before digital cameras, right? Where you actually had a film that you had to go to the mall and and get developed, right? So, but we have these limiting beliefs, And these limiting beliefs, think about tapes, and they record, right? And then it's never the same when you record over them. And so sometimes we have to unlearn stuff from our life, unlearn stuff from our childhood, whether it's money or relationship or boundaries or whatever it might be. Hey, Stephen Helm, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that, man. We have to sometimes we have to unlearn stuff, which can be harder than learning stuff, if we're honest, right? We have these limiting beliefs. I'll tell you one that I had. I was not ever a bad kid, but believe it or not, I had a talking problem in school, right? Not a speech problem, a talking problem. I talked a lot. Talk. I was always in trouble with my teachers, right? Speaking of teachers, hey, thanks, Zai Diaz Velasquez. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the super chat. But I had these limiting beliefs from my childhood because my teachers started to tell me things like, be quiet, or you're stupid, or why don't you listen, dummy? I know that teachers shouldn't say this stuff, right? But they would say things like this. And, now as an adult looking back, I can be honest that I was probably a handful for my teachers. And but what happened is, like around the 4th grade, I remember when I would get in trouble for talking too much, my teacher would cancel PE for the whole class. And she would shame me. And so I grew up with this over and over again, all through elementary school. And the older I got, the more shy I became, right? And not shy, maybe shy is the wrong word, but I became quieter, right? I mentioned on the last week's live that I was I was voted class clown in high school. So I was still very, very much a goofball, but I became quieter over time, and I needed to figure out who I was, and it didn't happen until I was 25 years old. So imagine me until I'm 25 thinking that I'm stupid. Okay, so that was a limiting belief that I had. And I carried that for over 2 decades, that I was stupid. And guess what? I didn't get bad grades in school. I didn't study either, right? One of your questions that I have, look at this, you guys, 4 pages of questions. But this limiting belief that I got from the public education system was that I was stupid. And I had to get rid of that on my own. MLJ, you need to have merchandise. Man, I'm working on it. Give me some ideas. That would be really cool. And then D Rains, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, so I had to figure out that I was intelligent. And it took a really, really long time. And maybe you went through this as well. Like, what's the limiting belief that you have in your own life? Okay. So I ended up figuring out, there was a guy that I worked with, just a really great guy. We would go to lunch. We'd have discussions about religion and, leaders that we respected from the past and different things. And I mentioned this to him, and he introduced me to the world of audiobooks. And I went through this. I went through this series that was about 20 hours long from one of the major universities back east. I can't remember which one it was. It may have been like North Carolina, Chapel Hill, or Cornell, one of those well-known ones. And anyway, when we went to lunch, I just kept spewing out this information about, it's 94 million miles to the sun. And that's an astronomical unit, and Jupiter is over 5 astronomical units. And did you know that the biggest thing in the solar system isn't the sun? It's actually the magnetosphere of Jupiter, and that's what keeps Earth and the moon from being hit with asteroids and comets. And so just like all this cool stuff, and he's like, dude, how do you remember all this stuff? And I'm like, I just remember it. And he's like, man, you're really, really smart. So anyway, he at age 25, he helped me remove one of these limiting beliefs that I was stupid. And guess what? After that, I started reading books like crazy. I started listening to books. I started just putting in the time to remove these limiting beliefs. Christopher Easterling, hey, thanks for fighting for us, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I hope these government leaders get their acts together in the next few days. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. So, you know, we have these limiting beliefs, right? And most of them come from our childhood, and we have to work through those. So I would ask you, like I did earlier, if you could remove, right? If you could take off these limiting beliefs and put them down for a minute, how different would your life be, right? Like, I don't know if you have a pen and paper, but right now or maybe later, you could write down what some of those limiting beliefs are. It may be body image issues. It may be your looks. It may be your intelligence. It may be your skill set. It may be your skin color. It may be whatever it could be. We all have these limiting beliefs. And so just think about this, right? If you could take that limiting belief and just set it down for a minute, how different would your life be, right? You can't control the exterior environment 100%. So, but can you try to control your internal environment and work on those limiting beliefs, right? So here's another limiting belief that I had. I had a limiting belief that I could never make more than $35,000 a year. And I carried that with me, right? And I don't know if it was just, you know, growing up or whatever, but slowly that started to peel back, right? Think about this right now. What's the most that you've ever made? And now for a minute, just ask yourself, do you believe that you could make more than that? And if the answer is no, then you have a limiting belief, right? Could you double that, right? Like if you made 35,000, could you make 70,000? If not, that's a limiting belief. Now that's a big jump in belief, but it's still a limiting belief, right? And to double your income doesn't happen overnight, right? So then you've got to, once you attach, or once you remove rather that limiting belief, then you have to create these goals, right? Where you go, okay, what would I have to do, or what would I have to change, or who would I have to become to reach this thing, right? Or if you want to be a better dad or a better mom or better at your job, right? You want to, you know, be the very best at whatever industry you work in. What books can you read? What YouTube can you watch? Who can you be around, right? It's so important that you control who you're around, right? They say that we become an average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. So then you just have to ask, who am I spending time with? And are they contributing to a limiting belief, or are they helping me remove that limiting belief? That's what I try to do with my clients when I do private coaching, is I try to remove those limiting beliefs, right? All right, let me get to some people here. All right, let's see. Faye Gray, I hope I said that right. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's see. Pam Gregor. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that super chat. Jason Renke, any advice for a single stay-at-home parent, kids age 5 and 7, one of which is special needs, fixed income, and don't qualify for unemployment? Boy, that's a tough one. You know, you might have to reach out to me through my website to go a little bit deeper on that, but because I don't know whether you're working or you're not working. I don't want you to pay more money for another super chat to answer that. So fixed income. Okay, so that tells me that you do have an income. So I don't know whether you're married or not, but if you're not able to get onto the unemployment, then you may have to start looking for other resources around you, whether that's family or friends, or if you attend a church or some kind of community group. Can somebody help with that special needs child, if it would allow you to go out and make more money? You just have to think through that. I'm going to show you one of the most powerful tools in my life. It's not a jackhammer. It's not a screwdriver. I'm actually really terrible with tools, but a blank piece of paper is one of the most powerful tools that most of us don't think through, right? So whenever I have an issue, I write it down and I say, okay, here's the issue and here's what I would like it to be. And then I have to start filling in, okay, what relationships can I tap into? What resources can I tap into? What books could I read? What videos? Who are mentors that could help me with this? Who do I know that's been through something like this that I could call on? So just a blank piece of paper solves so many problems because it allows our brain to think through our own problem until we can find that solution, right? So anyway, I hope that helps. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, let's keep going here. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. Let's see here. Pam. Oh, Gabriel Barto. Thank you very much. He's got a little pear that's doing a bow. Thank you so much. Oh, Gabrielle. I apologize. Gabriel Barto. All right, let's see. Norma Seja. Love you, Stephen. You're awesome. Hey, I love you. Thank you. I genuinely mean that. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see. Question. Can I amend my EIDL? I didn't claim for employees. I think that you can. Has anybody from the SBA been able to make contact with you? If not, the first thing I would do is email them or reach out to them. Now, I know, Cheryl, that it's hard to reach these people, but I would fight for it, right? If you genuinely have 4 employees, that's $4,000, right? Or it may contribute to getting that higher EIDL loan. So definitely I would reach out to them. Okay, let's see. Where was I? Oh man, you guys are so awesome. Let's see. Did I do this one? Jade Jones, thank you so much. Okay, there we go. I appreciate that, Jade. Let's see here. Oh man, okay. Oh man, okay, sorry. This is going so fast. Okay, 314 Gail, thank you so much. Chris Folan, thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, so I don't want to dwell on this. I don't want to dwell on the limiting belief thing for too long, but I do want to just get that through your head, because I talk to people all the time that they make less than $40,000 a year, and as we get talking, it almost always comes out that they have a limiting belief on how much they can make, or their worth in the market, or their skill set, right? I talked to a woman tonight and she said, I was getting so busy, I felt bad. I had to raise my prices. I said, why did you feel bad? You obviously have value to the market. You shouldn't feel bad, right? As you become more, you can charge more, right? You have more value to the marketplace. Now, let's not confuse that with your value as a human being. I think that you have incredible worth as a human being, right? There's 3,100 people watching me talk right now, which means that there's 3,100 amazing people right now listening to what I'm saying, right? Each of you is amazing, right? I wish we could get along as a nation better, right? Because each of us need all of us, and all of us need each of us, right? The one is so important to the group. and yet we need the group to take care of the one, right? So you have this value, but we also have these limiting beliefs. So anyway, I can't solve your problem tonight, but maybe you could take out my favorite tool and you could write down a list of a couple limiting beliefs and what you would need to do to remove those for a day. What would life look like? And then try to remove them forever. And I know some of them don't go away easily, right? Things our parents have said don't go away easily. Abuse does not go away easily. Sexual trauma does not go away easily, right? There could be a lot of things, but it could just be what we're used to, right? Like if you grew up with parents that were bad with money, you're probably going to be bad with money unless you go get educated. If you never saw parents that went out and made much money, you're probably not going to make much money, right? Not because you don't have worth, but because for some reason we believe that we're not worthy of more, right? So I hope that makes sense. All right, let's keep going here. Let's see. Paula Foy, thank you so much. Linda Brewer, hello from North Carolina. Thank you for all you do, the time you give to help keep us informed. Hey, thank you so much. It is a lot of research. I can't believe these politicians, man. I try not to talk bad about them, but come on, let's get it together for the American people. But thank you so much for that. Venetia Quinn, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. M Current 44, you rock. I really appreciate that. Okay, let's go to the chat here and answer some questions. Hello, Belinda, Nancy, Juanito, Tessa, Rebecca. Let's see if there's a question in here. I like money. Me too, Scott. That's awesome. Let's go get some. Okay, Mark, Renee. Hello from Massachusetts, Laurie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good vibes. God bless. God bless you. Let's see. Oh, let me try and find a question here. Man, you guys are just saying so many nice things about me. I can't even find a question. Hey, hello, hello. Ann, Joe, Elisa, Victoria, Felicia, King Sea Dog, Deb, Toya, Lisa. You guys are awesome. Thanks for all those nice, kind words. Okay, golly, where are all the questions? You guys are just saying too many nice things about me. All right, well, Stephen for president. Oh, maybe one day, not right now. I've got a lot to learn. Howdy, hello, hello. Hello from Pittsburgh. Hello from Michigan, hello. All right, you're amazing. No, you're amazing. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Okay. I'm gonna pull out a question here because I'm not seeing one. Okay, let's see. How did you get started in YouTube? That's a great question. Bucky or Becky? I've got such bad handwriting. I should have been a doctor. All right, sorry, I made myself laugh there. Okay, how did I get started in YouTube? Back in, I want to say 2008, I was working for a company where I had this idea that if I made little personalized videos on YouTube and sent them to these physicians, that it would help me get more business. And that did not happen. And the company made me stop, even though, look at me now, I'm on YouTube. So it did end up working. It just took 10 years, right? But so about 4 years ago when, let's see, it was more than that. When my first book came out, $1 Billion Blueprint, I started to create a presence online, and I put a lot of time and effort into it, and it just kind of didn't take off. It was very frustrating. And then about a year and a half ago, I started putting up videos about my book, A Bridge Over Troubled Wall Street, and then my book, Taming Wall Street. Both of those books, I started doing lots of videos just to help educate people on the book. And but anyway, September of 2019, I started really trying to build out my channel. And I was trying to connect with some other big YouTubers. There was a channel by the name of Ross World, and Ray Ross and I have since become friends, and our ladies are friends as well, which is kind of cool to meet someone through the internet and become a friend, right? So we ended up doing an interview together, and it did pretty well, right? And at the end of that interview, he said to me, I'm going to tell you that nobody cares about the stuff that you're talking about on your channel, right? He's a blunt guy, and I could take it. Super nice guy, though. But he said, your channel's not going to grow because nobody cares what you're posting about. And I was like, ooh, golly, that kind of stung, right? Because in my mind, I was taking all this action, right? Like you guys know my 3 steps to success because I did a video about it the other day, but action, traction, attraction, right? And so I was taking action. I was spending hours and hours doing videos, editing, getting them up. Anyway, he said this to me, and I was like, okay, I'm going to start looking for what people want to learn about. So I decided I would talk about personal development, money, investing, and then the stimulus, and then it just kind of took off, right? And just today, somebody asked me, why do you think your channel does so well compared to other channels? And I said that I made a decision very early in my YouTube that I would always keep the viewer in mind, right? So that meant no clickbait, no tricking, always a concern for the individual. And I always want to meet people where they're at, right? So anyway, I think it's taken off. I mean, look, there's 3,100 people listening to me right now, which again, to me is very humbling and kind of shocking. But so that's kind of how it got going, is like, I wasn't an overnight success. It was many, many years and many lessons and failures. And then all of a sudden it just kind of took off. And I hope it will continue to take off. And I hope that many of you will stick around once we finally get those stimulus checks, because I feel like I have more to offer the community, right? All right, let me say hello to some people here. All right, 1968, Catrici, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Paula Joyner, thank you so very much. She's got the pair lifting the weights, right? Reminds me of the workout videos in the 1980s. Gabrielle Barto, I think I already said hello. That name sounds familiar. Okay, let's keep going down through the list here. I hope that answered your question about how I got going in YouTube. I'll tell you this. YouTube is highly competitive, and you really do have to stand out. You have to have a unique platform. And I've tried to do that, but I tried to do that in the past and it didn't work. And so the only thing I could say to people is, if you really want to make it on YouTube, never, never, never give up. Like, that's the best advice that I could give to you. All right, Marcy Shope or Shoop. I apologize if I said your last name wrong. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. All right, let's see. It's flashing at me that I've missed giving some love to somebody. Oh, no, it looks like I got them all. Okay, let's keep going here. What year is your JKU? I got to be honest, I don't know what a JKU is, so I'm sorry. I don't want to make up an answer. All right, let's see. What's the president forcing hospitals to forward test results to DC and forego the CDC? I don't really know everything that Washington's doing. From what I read, they're worried that they may be manipulating the numbers. There were a lot of doctors in New York that came out and said that they were being pressured tremendously to mark everything as a COVID death, even if it was a car wreck or a heart attack. So that's the only thing that I can think of. But thanks, Missy Sis, for the question. All right. Hey, Adam. Hi, Amber. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Robert. Let's see. Eddie, Shaniqua, Amy, Crazy Train. Thanks, guys, for those nice words. Okay, let's see. Hey, I want to thank you for always giving us a place to come to in order to get the facts. You're welcome. Yeah, I don't need to do 12 to 17 minute videos if I can get them done in 6 or 7. I know people's time is valuable. All right. Akili, I hope I said that right. Katie did. Let's see. Paula, thank you so much. Okay, let's see. Stephen for president. Let's see. What does your family think of you on YouTube? That they might be watching me right now. If I had to guess, if one of my family members was watching, I would probably say it was my older sister. I know I'm not famous. Like, I don't let it go to my head. I'm just a normal guy, but I think my family is proud of me. I know this sister that I mentioned is proud of me. I was open with my family about how nervous I was to write a letter to President Trump and to the Senate and Congress, and then put it online. I didn't know what kind of backlash I might get, or a response, or whatever. But anyway, I remember my sister texted me and said that she was so proud of me for going to bat for my community. And I will always try to do that. Okay, JKU is your Jeep. Oh, okay. What year? I forgot the question. It's a 2016. I don't know. I can't remember the question. I'm sorry. I have ADD. Okay, I think I answered your question. I think my family's proud of me. Let's see. Let me do some super chat here. Sally Burney, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I really do. Let's see. Rebuilding Ruins. Thank you for being succinct, positive, and informative. You are our go-to channel. Thank you. Hey, I really appreciate that. I really do. All right, let's see. Crown Empire. Steve, you are such a down-to-earth man, and I love keeping up to date. Also, congrats for all the likes. You deserve every one of them. God bless. God bless you. I really appreciate that. I couldn't believe that. I pulled up that email, and I was like, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. So thank you. I appreciate that. Denise, thank you so very much. I really appreciate the super chat. Rodlin Pitcher, thank you for being you. I really appreciate that. Oh, you know what? My sister's texting me right now saying, I'm listening. Hello. So I was right. I was right. First time in my life I've been right. All right, let's keep going here. Let's see. If you ran for president, oh shoot, the question moved. Oh, you guys, these are always moving. I am so sorry. I'm still getting used to this super chat stuff. Oh shoot. It was a question, and man, I'm terrible at this. I'm sorry about that. Let's see here. Oh, I'm just trying to find it here. Will those of us in the multiverse receive a stimulus check? Yes, in an infinity of other universes, they've already received their stimulus check. I honestly, I'm still optimistic. I believe that there is going to be a stimulus check. I really, really hope that they don't lower the income limit down to the 40,000. I think that would be a big mistake. I think it would be very damaging to the middle class. The people that earn less than 40,000, yeah, I think that I don't know how you could survive this, especially if you were on a fixed income or had lost your job and have been struggling to get those unemployment benefits. So yeah, my heart really does go out to people. Carol Burns, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate your great financial advice. Thank you so much. Let's see. I just added you as a moderator. I've been looking for you in the thing. So thank you so much. It was awesome to chat with you, and you're doing awesome with your finances. Okay, let's keep going here. If you get any backlash, we've got your back. Paula June. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, I'm not like assuming that anyone's going to try to kill me or anything like that, but you just never know. YouTube, might shut you down, or if you say something wrong, or, I don't know. But anyway, I appreciate that. But, like I said, a couple of days ago, I would rather fail and know that I tried to do something than to sit back and do nothing. I just felt like that was the wrong thing to do. And so anyway, I appreciate you having my back. How old are you? I am 38 years old, 38 years young. However you want to look at it. I'm grateful to be alive. I can tell you that. All right, let's see. What do I think about gold and silver? Jazz Max, or no, let's see. I apologize. Thomas Hernandez. I think that gold and silver can be good. I don't personally own any. The reason being is gold and silver don't pay any interest and they don't pay any dividends. For that reason, I don't really love them. But if you're using them because you want to buy and hold for many, many years, or you think that the American dollar is going to fail, then I think that precious metals can absolutely be a good option. But just being very honest, I don't own any myself because of the lack of interest and the lack of dividends. I feel like I could do better with my own money. Okay. E says, you go, Stephen. Please run for office. You never know. You never know. I don't know if I would be a very good president, but I know that I would sure try really hard. But yeah. Okay, let's talk 1099 workers. I'm not sure, Kelly, what you mean by that. I'm a 1099 worker. I think that it's a great way to make more money than being a W-2 employee. I think it gives you a little bit more control of your income. I'll tell you another thing that I like about being a 1099 is you get significantly more tax write-offs. Being a 1099, you can write off a home office, any equipment you purchase, cars, gas. There's a lot of benefits, right? I'm not sure what else you wanted to hear about 1099s. But I think that they can be a great way to make more money than being a W-2 employee. That's just my opinion. All right, Jack Spade, thank you. I watch every day. I really appreciate that. You guys, I try to bring the very best content in the shortest amount of time. So, my video the other day, 5 minutes, in and out, good information, in my opinion. And, I hope that you guys enjoyed that. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate that. Jacqueline says, thank you for saving me. I may be, reconvene some money soon. What is the best way to start saving? Oh, okay. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm not sure how I saved you, but you're welcome. So what's the best way to start saving, or where's the best place to start saving? I'm not sure if I fully understand it, so I'll just answer both. So the best way to start saving is to make sure that you create margin between your income that you bring home and your bills. If there's no margin, there's no money to save. And so you have two options. You can figure out how to make more money, go ask for that raise, move to a new company, get into a different industry, create a side hustle, or some kind of side income to create more margin, right? So that's one option, make more money and then keep your bills low. The other option is to lower your bills. But I will tell you this, right? Like I remember I had a brother-in-law one time, he said to me, if you get to the point where you can't lower your bills anymore, then the only thing that you can do is go make more money, right? So that's the only way to save, is you've got to create that margin. And then with that margin, you've got to be disciplined to set something aside. Now, I did a video the other day where I talk about the #1 best money book, in my opinion. And in there, it talks about a couple of things, but I'll just share a few of my favorite. Is a portion of all I earn is mine to keep. And I really believe that, right? Like if you're making money and you don't save any of that, then you have to ask yourself, like, am I worthy of keeping some of the money that I worked so hard? And I hope that your answer is yes, right? So then you've got to figure out, how do I keep more of what I make, right? A portion of all I earn is mine to keep. And so you've got to do that, right? So, okay. And then where to save money depends on the amount of money that you have. I've got some programs that I work with clients where they want, just something short term, like a CD, but I've got a program that pays a guaranteed 3%. You could certainly do something in the stock market. Now, you do have to be careful. I've been burned in the market, and I've also done really, really well in the market. And so it really depends. But becoming a good saver is one of the best skills that you can develop, in my opinion. It's so important to become a good saver, and then with that, become a good investor, right? Whether that's real estate or the stock market. I think one of the best investments is education for yourself, right? Maybe not going to college or something, but just taking time to improve your skills, and then starting a business. Starting a business is where most of the money is in America. I'm actually going to be doing a video. I've already started writing the script about the untold truth about money, the secrets that you don't know about money. I'm going to be sharing that with the channel here soon. So I hope that answered your question. If not, reach out through my website. Hey, it's Carly. You are brilliant. Thank you for helping the world with your wisdom. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see. Susan Bass, you have kept me sane through all of this. Because of you, I have more money in savings than I ever had, or that I had before, and 3 credit cards paid off. Wow. That's awesome. Oh man, that makes me really happy. Thank you so much. That's cool. I really appreciate that. Yeah. Right now we have to be the guards to the gate of our mind, because lockdown, fear over sickness, loneliness, one of the big killers, other than this virus, I think is going to just be isolation. Isolation is so incredibly damaging to human beings. So make sure that you just take care of yourself, right? Reach out to family, reach out to friends. If you don't have that, then make a friend, or keep coming back here. I'll be your online friend, right? Steve, Lataki, he said $2,000 check. Oh, is that a channel? That might be a channel. I don't know. It does irritate me, all these people saying a $2,000 check. Like, show me one bit of evidence that there's going to be a $2,000 check. We've got a lot of proposals with Congress. We've got, proposals that are going to be coming out with the Senate, but these clickbaiters that keep using 4,000 and 2,000 to get clicks, I don't really like that. So I'm assuming that's what you're maybe talking about. Anna Maria, thank you so much. I really appreciate that super chat. Terrence Fung, could they do a multi-level stimulus, give the people in a lower bracket more than the one in a higher bracket? I've actually been thinking that. That's such a brilliant idea. I'm hoping that if they do lower it down to 40,000, which again, I am very much against, I think it's a bad move, but maybe that demographic of Americans gets a little bit bigger check, and then they phase it out as you go up. But to pretend like people that make 40 to 75 didn't struggle is naive. and I think it's wrong. So yeah, I think that they could. I think that's a brilliant idea, and I don't know how to get that to them, but hopefully they'll think through that. Stephanie, you are amazing. I'm so thankful I found your channel. I watch you every day. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I do. Okay, let's see here. I just want to make sure I get to people. Jacqueline, mentally you saved me. Mentally. No income to speak of, but finally receiving unemployment and will start a part-time job as soon as I am at the bare minimum starting over. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad that some of my words of encouragement or the way that I present things on the channel was helpful to your mental health and to your sanity. I remember thinking to myself one day, when I was going through my hard times after 2008, I remember thinking, I wish somebody would have been there for me, because I never felt more alone in my entire life than when I was struggling financially. I was carrying my wife and our 2 children at the time and trying to get a job again. And jobs were so hard to find at the time. But I didn't really have a lot. I turned to my faith, which for me was a big deal. But to have a mentor or a friend or someone to remind me that it's okay to not be okay, and that you're going to get through this, and let your comeback be bigger than your setback, and a reminder that your goals have to be bigger than your problems. I would have loved to have somebody like that. So thank you. I appreciate that compliment. I really do. Brandy Vasquez, thank you. Thank you for being you. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, let's see it. Okay, let's find some questions. All right, I hope you guys are enjoying this. I am. We're going to keep going. I was going to stop at 20 minutes, but this has been a lot of fun. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Do you think this situation, COVID, is a message for us to stop living beyond our means? We Americans are so fast to forget. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the universe or the planet or what, but I think it's always good to stop and reflect, right? Like, here's something to ask yourself. When we come out of lockdown, who do I want to be? What new habits do I want to carry into the new economy with me, right? Being a better saver or a better investor or a better mom and dad, or, whatever it is. So I think that's a good question to ask yourself, right? This is a time to ponder and reflect. It is a struggle for a lot of people. But yeah, I think if you're living beyond your means and you're uncomfortable with that, then this is a great time to say, going forward, I don't do that anymore. Mark Flores, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Mr. Ripkins, hello. I don't know if that's you with the cool beard, but if it is, that is a really cool beard, man. I can't grow one. I really can't. Yeah. Okay. Do you counsel on retiring early? Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on your situation, whether you can retire early or not. I mean, some people have $1 million and don't think that they are ready to retire, and other people have 0 and want to retire next month, So, if you want to reach out to me about that, you certainly can through my website, yourbridgeplan.com, and we can do some financial coaching. And I'll go over my fees on that, but we can usually get people into a pretty confident position and get them set up with something that they feel very comfortable with in a short amount of time. Okay, let's keep going here. Let's see here. Nice Hot. Hey, Stephen, thank you for the information. Question, what is a great stock to invest in during the pandemic? Well, okay, so I'm not going to give you any stock advice, but right now I can tell you that I am holding Ford and General Electric. Okay, now they've gone up. I just made $300 in the stock market in the last 72 hours. And so is there still room in General Electric and Ford? Yeah, I still think that there's some room in there, but you got to be careful, right? Like, I don't want you to go buy Ford or GE and then it tanks tomorrow and you blame me. So whatever you end up doing with your money, you've got to take responsibility for if it goes really well or if it flops, right? I'll tell you this. I put money in the market after not being in the market since 2008. I have other investments that didn't lose any money, and I feel very blessed and fortunate that didn't happen to me, because many clients I work with, they lost money, not from the stuff that I showed them, but anyway, in April, I put some money in, and in 3 days, I lost 30%. I wanted to throw up. I was like, oh my gosh, this is why I stay out of the stock market. But I remained patient. I kept watching the companies. Like one of them was Delta. I bought Delta, and then Delta announced a bunch of layoffs and it dropped big time. Then Warren Buffett sold all of his stock in Delta, and it just got really ugly really, really fast. So I think I was down almost 40%. But anyway, it came back. I made a couple $100. I sold it, and then I went to the sidelines. And then around June 8th, I decided, you know what? I'm going to pull all of my money out of the stock market, and I sat. And then I have these little ratios that I do with my private coaching clients. So we could certainly look into doing something like that with you. But like with my own, I was looking at it going, okay, wait a minute. 10 days ago, Ford was at $7.50 a share. And they were over $9 in like February. And so they were trading around $5.85. So I was like, okay, wait a minute. I'm going to buy some Ford. And I went into it. And the thing is if it went back up to the $7.50 a share, I was going to make a 27% return on my money, right? So I'm not there yet. But like I said, I've made like a 15% return on my money with Ford just in the last couple of days. So anyway, I'd be happy to do some private coaching. I can share my fees with you if you reach out, but that's just an idea, right? So like, think of the stocks. Like, I'll give you an example, Ford, right? I don't think Ford's going to go out of business. And if I was wrong on it coming back, I was personally willing to hold Ford for the rest of my life if I needed to, right? So when I buy stocks, that's the kind of stuff that I think through is, hey, am I willing to hold this company for the rest of my life or for 10 years or something like that? And I was, in the case of Ford, I was willing to hold that. But I was definitely going for some short-term gains. Back in April, now don't buy these now, but you'd have to do your research is what I'm saying. But I did really, really well with Carnival Cruise Line. I did really, really well with Six Flags. I can't remember the others, but I don't know where they're at today. So I'm just telling you what I've done well with in 2020 during the pandemic is you've got to find companies that you think are going to survive and not go into bankruptcy and cancel everybody's stock. Who's going to survive? What's a brand name that you recognize? And then where were they at? Where are they today? And how much growth potential is there? I hope that helped. Good question. Helen, thank you for all you do for the community. We love you, Stephen. Thank you. I appreciate that. God bless you as well. I really do appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Jane Belt, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. All right, let's keep going. Actually, let me go here. Okay, what is your DNA, and are you willing to share? I did have a DNA test, and I came back human. No, there's no one here to laugh with, but I laugh at myself all the time. I talk to myself a lot too. I don't know if that's a sign of intelligence or crazy, but I'm probably a mix of both, right? But okay, so my family's heritage, I did the, oh crap, what's the name of that company? I think it's Ancestry or 21andMe. Anyway, you know the companies. There's not a particular company, but my family comes from England and Scotland and Wales, a little bit of Germany, and then I think it was a little bit of Finland, but I can't quite remember. Right. So anyway, my heritage definitely came from the European area with a heavy focus on England and Scotland and that area. That's where I get this dark hair, right? If you think of like Catherine Zeta-Jones, beautiful actress, she has very, very dark hair. She looks Spanish, but she's actually Welsh. So I have the same thing. Yes, 23andMe. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's what it was. 23andMe. So mostly Welsh and English and Scottish. Okay. Where did you go to school? I graduated from the David Eccles School of Business at the University of Utah. So from their business school. Okay, let's keep going here. How do you confidently invest and guarantee you won't lose? You don't. There's no guarantees in life. So anytime you do an investment, you have to know that you could lose all of your money. Now, it's unlikely that you will lose all of your money, but you cannot go into any investment assuming that it couldn't have issues, right? So for example, I have a friend that went into an oil company, and guess what? 60 days ago, oil crashed big time. There's literally nothing he and his wife could do about it. But the company didn't fail. They're just going to pay them back over time, but there's risk, right? So then how do you confidently invest? Some would say diversification. Some would say you diversify when you're not confident in the basket. So I think you have to come up with your own plan. I'm actually writing another book about this right now. But I would just say education. Education is what you need to be confident, right? Guarantees you're not going to get unless you work with like insurance companies. But even then, you're guaranteed based on the strength of the company, right? And you know, I have investments. The stuff in Taming Wall Street, like I mentioned earlier, it didn't lose any money, thank goodness. Not for me, not for my clients, not for my wife and I. But yeah, like I said, in late March or early April, I can't remember, I put several $1,000s into the stock market and lost 30% in 3 days. There's just no guarantee, but it did come back. And so I just waited that out. So I hope that answers your question. Okay. Should I buy things with cash, credit card, or debit card? Myrna, that really depends on you. I buy almost everything on a credit card because I want to get points. I'm actually going to be doing a video on creating your own stimulus through reward credit cards, but they can be very dangerous, right? Credit companies give you enough rope to hang yourself with. So if you're not good at managing credit, I would say cash. If you're decent, I would say a debit card. But I hope that makes sense. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's a super chat that I want to make sure that I get to. Yo Davis 1. Hey, I recognize you. You helped my mental state. Thank you. I appreciate that. This is me sending peace and love out to everybody in the community. I really appreciate that, you guys. I've been through mental struggles. You know, I'm in a good place right now. But I've been there, and you know, I don't really like to talk about it. I'm kind of embarrassed and ashamed. But you know, I went through dark days where I just wished I was dead. And but you know what? I'm alive, and I'm so grateful to be alive and have that behind me. And now I've built up some mental strength, and so I feel like I need to give back to the planet and to the world. You know, so but yeah, you're welcome. All right. XRP Army. I'm not sure what that is. Is that a stock market code? XRP, maybe that's a code. If it is, I'm going to write that down and I will look that up. All right, let's keep going here. Let's see. Have you been recognized in public as a YouTube star? Yeah, actually, well, not a YouTube star. I'm not a YouTube star, but on Monday, I went to the chiropractor because my neck was hurting so bad. I had a terrible headache. And the doctor was like, "Hey, there's my most articulate client." And I was like, articulate with my words or with my bones, right? Because the medical word for a joint that has good movement is called articulation, right? So I just asked him, "Are you talking about my bones or my ability to communicate?" And he goes, "Man, you're a YouTube superstar. I told my wife, come over. I know this guy." And anyway, we had a laugh. That's the only one that I've had, but maybe because I have a mask, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's not a lot of people in my community from YouTube or from Utah. All right, let's see. Let me go to the live here. Okay, let's see here. Okay, Ed says he's British, Italian, Scottish, and Irish. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's kind of fun to see where you come from. I think that's really neat that they're able to do that. I think that there's something that comes from knowing your heritage, right? So if you've not done it and you get a little extra money, it's kind of fun to do that. Oh, XRP is a cryptocurrency. Cool, thanks, John Doe. Oh, so now I don't know. Now I didn't know what XRP was, and then I'm given the answer by John Doe. That's kind of funny. Maybe your name really is John Doe. All right, you're a star to us. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Okay, Andrew Blomquist. God, I went to elementary school with someone named Andrew Blomquist. I wonder, it's probably not you. Are you from Utah? Okay, do you think essential workers who have worked through the pandemic will get some sort of tax break in 2021? I got to tell you, Andrew, and anybody listening, if these guys don't do something for essential workers, I just like I said in my letter to Congress a couple of days ago, you labeled these people essential. And my worry is that you will relabel them as forgotten. So I am conscious to the fact that they are not talking about you. I don't like that. I want you to know that I appreciate you. I appreciate all the essential workers. We're all connected. I get a lot of messages from truck drivers, and I just got to say how grateful I am to everybody. Even down to like gig workers who brought food when my wife was sick. Just all kinds of amazing people going out and working. So I really appreciate your question, but I don't have an answer. But I am hoping, I really am hoping that they will do something. Okay, let's see. Heather Olds, hello. I am an elementary principal who finds comfort in your videos after mentally challenging day of work on planning to bring students back safely. Hey, thank you so much. You know what should come out of this pandemic is more money for school systems. I mean, I see all these sports celebrities and these people in Hollywood making millions and millions of dollars. And, it's all entertainment. But at the end of the day, it's teachers that make such a huge impact. So thank you, Heather, for here in Utah, we're looking at sending the kids back 4 days a week. They'll have to do social distancing and wear masks. My wife and I have to kind of think through, what we want to do with it all. But anyway, I really appreciate all of your efforts. I know that being a principal, sending all these kids into their homes and doing cyber school must have been very, very hard on you. So I really appreciate everything that you do. Stick around with the channel. I'll keep sharing words of encouragement, life hacks, personal development. I'm not going anywhere. I hope you won't either. Sandy Coleman, thank you. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. And again, Heather Olds, I really do appreciate that. Okay. Should I withdraw some money from my 401k to upgrade my home? I am retired and over the age of 65. That really is up to you. You're past 59 and a half. So just keep in mind that you are going to have to pay taxes on that money, probably 10 or 20%, depending on the tax bracket that you're in. But if you don't need the money and you would like it to be in the home that you want to be in, then I say, go for it. But it really is up to you. Okay. How do you fix your neck and headaches? Let's see. Going to the chiropractor. I'm not sure if that's an appropriate question or not, so I'm going to move on. Okay. Let's see. Subscriber for life. Thank you, Lenore. Marie, I really appreciate that. This chat has been a blessing. As I listen to you through dinner, my mental wheels are turning for success. Thank you, Mr. Gardner. Hey, thank you, Kat Mitchell. I really appreciate that. It's kind of fun to have this many people, all in one digital room, if you will. So I appreciate that. My husband and I enjoy the messages your wife puts in the background. Did you hear that, honey? They like it. So keep doing it. I think she's listening right now. So I will definitely pass that on. And she always watches all my videos. She is a very incredible woman. I can't wait to introduce you guys. Okay. Let's see here. Hello from Los Angeles. Hello. Let's see. God bless you. Thank you so much. Let's see. It's nice to see you. I own a farm. Volunteers of America gave me a $1,200 gift card. Oh, cool. That's really cool. Thanks for being a farmer. We need more farmers. Are you wearing a Superman shirt under that shirt? No. Maybe one of these days I'll be in a Superman costume. Did you guys notice I got a haircut? Woo. Feel like I lost 5 pounds. All right, let's see. Your videos give us hope. You are a blessing. Thank you. Thank you. Will unemployment be extended? Boy, that's a big one. It's just my personal opinion that they are going to do some kind of extension. If it's the $600, then they are 100% going to have a phase out program. If it's not, it may go longer, but it will be a smaller amount. As I've started to think about it, if they do a back to work bonus, my guess is the back to work bonus will be bigger than the unemployment to give people incentive to go get that job, right? It's my opinion that most people just want to get back to work. There's this talk about people just wanting to sit home. I don't think that's the truth for most people. Of course, there are people out there, but the vast majority of people that went on to unemployment, it was the first time they went on unemployment in their whole life. Yeah, but to answer your question, I do think that there will be something. Diana says, thanks for your words of encouragement. Thank you for your words of encouragement. I really appreciate that. You're a unique young man. Blessings. Thank you so much. Thanks for the info. God bless. Tell your wife hello. I will do that. Sending good vibes. Thank you. I will take those. Any prayers, good vibes, light energy, blessings from the universe, whatever you want to call it. I take all of it. I think that it's great. Okay. When are we going to get the checks? The Tiones show. I hope I said that right. So the Senate comes back on July 20th. They have got to move quickly on the unemployment because that runs out on the 31st. So I think that we'll see something really, really quick from that. And then they need to figure out what is the extension going to be. I think that they need to figure out the state and local government. I think that they need to figure out direct stimulus checks for the people. They have until the first week in August before they leave Washington again. So it's my opinion that something is going to happen in the next couple of weeks. As I mentioned in my stimulus update today, Mick Mulvaney, who was the former chief of staff at the White House, He said there will absolutely be a stimulus package because every one of these people in Congress wants to go back to their home state and brag while they campaign and while they try to push their candidate for president, right? They need bragging rights. So anyway, I hope that answers your question. Kyle Shetman, I appreciate you. Thank you. I really do. That's very kind of you. Mike Hunt, hey, I am not a sub and will never sub because you keep asking, but here's $40. Love that you are a Utah person like me. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. You should subscribe. I'm kidding. You know, I'll back off on you, but man, I really do appreciate you. I hope you find value in the channel. I really do. You know, I wish you could see behind the scenes. I talk about this stuff with my wife all the time. She's probably annoyed with it, but you know, she keeps doing my funny signs. Oh, she's texting me right now. All right, let's see. Okay, let's keep going here. I love that your channel doesn't waste people's time. Thank you so much. Let's see. Roses, flowers, hearts. You guys are amazing. Let's see here. Oh man, how do you sub? You can go to my channel and hit the subscribe button and the bell, and I will bring you smart money tips, stimulus updates, personal development, words of encouragement. The whole channel's built around bringing good, positive energy and information to the world. So hopefully that helps. Okay. Let's see here. Let me read a couple more questions, and then should we go ahead and wrap it up? We are over an hour. I want to make sure I'm not bugging anybody. Okay, let me read a few questions from here. Is the money I receive from unemployment taxable? If so, why? If so, I don't want it to be taxable. I genuinely need this money. So it is taxable. Unemployment is taxable. The stimulus is not taxable. Here's why unemployment is taxable. It's the government's way of saying, here's money. Your new job is to find a job, right? So on their ledgers, they've made you an employee, and your job is to find a job. So they are going to tax you. Now, somebody else asked, and this might be helpful, are they going to come after me for that unemployment? And the answer to that is no. They are not going to ask for this money back. They're not going to come after you. They're not going to put it on your credit or anything like that. But they are going to tax you, right? So if you make 10 grand, you might have to pay a couple thousand in taxes. But they're not going to come after you for the 10 grand. I hope that puts your mind at ease. Yeah. Hello from Chicago. Obviously, 477,000 people have subscribed. Let's see, that just went away. Man, that hour went by fast. Yeah, it went by fast for me. I'm willing to keep going. Maybe we'll answer a few more. Hello from Puerto Rico. Hola, buena noche. Y huepa. People from Puerto Rico know what huepa means. It's like a way of yelling out, hello, huepa. I used to, when I was a missionary down there, you don't knock on people's doors to ask them if they need any help or if you could do any service. You would literally yell, buena noche, or huepa, to try to get their attention. So I love the people of Puerto Rico, and I love the food of Puerto Rico. If you guys get a chance to vacation in Puerto Rico, man, it's a great time. All right, let's see. Okay. Stephen, what is better, to be called stupid when you're not and overcome, or to be called smart and fall from a higher point? Ooh, that was a good philosophical question. Okay, I did read a study. This came from my aunt, who's a PhD. She's a brilliant woman. She said that suicide and depression is really high among new college students because they've been called smart their whole life. And now they get to the university level and it's really competitive and difficult. And because of that, they're falling apart. They're becoming depressed, suicide. They're drinking too much. So yeah, good question. I think it would be better to, this is what we say to our children. My wife and I, my father-in-law actually gave us this idea, so I'm not going to take credit, but my wife and I try to stick to this with each of our children. When they do really, really well, we say to them, you know what I love about you is that you never give up. We don't say you're super smart, or, I mean, we'll point out things that they do that are smart, but we don't put the emphasis or the pressure on their intelligence or their ability to pass man-made tests in schools. But we do put emphasis on never giving up. So, but great question. Okay, why is Utah a dry state? Because this is a desert. It's really high up in the mountains, and it is a desert. Let's see. Let's give some attention up here. Michelle Glidewell, my sister Cindy and I are very grateful we found your channel. We love you. Hey, thank you. And tell your sister Cindy hello. So hello to Michelle and to Cindy. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, Ashley Terry, my husband and I love coming to your channel to get positive and accurate news. Thank you so much for your wisdom. God bless you and your family. God bless you and your family as well. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys like the channel. Let's see. Isaiah 41, 8 through 10. You are wicked awesome. Love you from Boston. I'm going to write that down. I read the Bible, but I'm not going to lie. I don't have it memorized. So I'm going to look that up. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, let's keep going here. Better to keep your mouth shut. Oh, shoot, the thing just moved. I've heard the quote, better to keep your mouth shut and keep people guessing than open it and remove all doubt. Yeah, I think that was Mark Twain. Good one. Thank you for that. All right, let's see. Maybe I'll just answer a few more questions here. What's the fastest way to raise your credit score? Good question. I'm not an expert on this, but obviously paying your bills and debts on time is a really good thing. What I have found as I do private financial coaching with clients that need help with their credit is there's almost always old data on your credit report, or there's incorrect data on your credit report, and they just need to remove it. But you have to write them a letter and point it out, and then you have to ask them to remove that. Other than that, you want to keep all of your credit limits under 50%. So if you have a credit card with $2,000, you want to be below $1,000, and that will raise your credit. Okay. So somebody just did a super chat. I am Cheryl. Are you really condescending? I don't think so. But I thought this was a funny board. I try not to be condescending. But I'm sure that I know I've said things in my marriage that, came out wrong, or to neighbors or something. And I usually just have to end up apologizing, but I try not to be condescending or rude to people. So good question there. All right. Good evening. Python 2.0, Maribella from New York. Do you know the Norps and the Salves? Love them. No, I don't. But I did some financial coaching with a woman from Michigan today, and she actually just told me about them. No joke. Look, Norp family, South, YouTube. So I looked them up, and I actually told my wife. Somebody recommended this channel. So I don't know anything about them. I'll have to check them out. But thanks. That's funny that two people just today told me that. Love your channel. You're very articulate, caring, and kind. God bless. Thank you. Thank you for that. God bless you as well. You are an angel. Love you from Oklahoma City. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hello, New York. Let's see. I don't know if this has come up, but what's going on with the coin shortage? Okay. I keep meaning to put this in a stimulus update, and then I forget, because there's just so much data to try to share in under. I try to do every video under 10 minutes. I don't like videos that go too long, but so from what I'm reading is just like every other part of the country that's in lockdown, the places that mint and collect and clean and put the coins back out into the system, they are working from home and they are shut down just like the rest of the country. Is that on purpose so that we aren't passing around money with germs? I don't know. But from what I read, at least from like Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve and the central banks, what they're saying is just the minting places and the banks, when they bring in the money, that they're not getting it out as fast as they used to. So, okay, good question here. Enjoy your channel. I share it on Facebook every day. Thank you. I appreciate that. Nurses love you in California. Hey, thank you. Hey, thanks to all the nurses that are out there. Thank you to all the medical providers, frontline workers, essential workers. Like, if people aren't telling you thank you, let me just thank you right now, because I really, really do appreciate that. Here in Utah, I've not paid anybody to go do my grocery shopping. I've actually offered for several of our older neighbors to go do their grocery shopping for them because I'm young. I just put on my mask and go in and out really quickly. So far, nobody's taken me up on it, but I keep throwing it out there to neighbors. Actually, one of my neighbors watches me on YouTube. Her name is Roberta. So if you're watching tonight, hi, Roberta. All right. Help us understand the $40,000. Okay, so here's what's happening with the $40,000. I just want to start off by saying that I really, really hope they don't lower the income cap to $40,000. But I can't control the Senate, just like you can't control the Senate. But what they're thinking is they did stimulus. They went too big in some areas, right? Like, there's a lot of businesses that took advantage of the PPP. There's a lot of companies, in my opinion, that had money and didn't want to spend their money. So they let people go and rolled them over to the unemployment system. Now, that was in the beginning. Now companies may be struggling, and but I still believe that there are many companies that took advantage of the PPP. And so I wish that money would have been available to do more direct stimulus checks, right? But what they're thinking is that the average American that makes less than $40,000 a year absolutely lives paycheck to paycheck. And over 60% of those can't cover a $500 emergency. And so now, to put that group of people through what we've been through in the last 4 months, it's devastating. You're talking about taking people that are working and squeezing them down below the poverty level. It's going to be harder for them to get back to a job that pays what they were used to making. Some of them, struggle with bills. Now, I'm not trying to be condescending at all. I'm trying to answer your question because my heart goes out to these people. They need help, right? Like, they absolutely need help. You can't go 120 days, trying to take care of a family and not having a job and all these different things. So I think that's where the 40,000 is coming from. But I'm really just hoping and praying that they don't end up doing that. Okay, let's keep going. Rhonda Pierce, love your positive attitude and perspective on life. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, you know what? There was something else I wanted to share here. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Oh, somebody asked me if I had any tips for getting a job. I got to be honest with you. I haven't had a job in like 10 years. Just because I'm self-employed. I own a business. Sorry. I'm not like Rich, living with no money for 10 years. But I just haven't had to do the whole hiring thing for about 10 years. And so, but some thoughts that I have, because I have hired people, is If you're on any kind of social media, make sure your social media is clean, right? Like if the first picture that pulls up when an employer searches you on Facebook is you doing something really stupid or inappropriate, they may hold it against you, right? Like they say, don't judge a book by its cover, but the truth is we judge each other, right? So if you have an inappropriate picture, then that's not good, right? The other thing is if you just have a picture of your cute dog, like I see a lot of people with cute pictures of their dog, and if you're not in the picture, then they don't get a feel for who you might be, right? So make sure that that's really clean. Be careful what posts you have public, right? Because they may hold that against you. Another good thing is to have a LinkedIn, professional LinkedIn page that you can send to people. That's also really, really good. And then every good job that I've ever had has come from networking and not from applying. So, I know that things are a little bit tight right now because I've been through that. After 2008, it was very, very hard to find a job. But even then, I would ask people that I would go to church with, hey, who do you know that's hiring? Or friends, you guys know any companies that are hiring? Oh, your company's hiring? How do I get my resume in? Can you get me a foot in the door? So I started networking, and that ended up being a much better way for me to find a job. So anyway, again, I don't know that I'm the guy to ask. And then just make sure that your resume is really clean. Look at your own resume and think, if I was sitting behind the desk as the hiring manager, what would I think of this resume? Is there too much on there? Is there not enough on there? You've got to think through your own resume and see, does this look really good or does it look really bad? So that's my best answer. Do employers care about bad credit? Some might. I don't think most do. But it just depends on the level of job that you're trying to get. So again, I don't really know. I'm just going to be honest. I haven't applied for a job in like 10 years. So bankruptcy versus credit repair. Boy, anytime you can avoid bankruptcy, I think that it's better. But I know money is tight for a lot of people. If you have any extra income, you can start systematically applying that towards debts. That's going to improve your credit. That's going to help you avoid bankruptcy. I hope that helps, Karen. If not, reach out. Maybe we could set up a paid coaching session or something. But if you can avoid bankruptcy, that's like the ultimate hit to your credit. So I would say, negotiate with your creditors if you need to. On Friday, I'm getting on with a client, and I'm actually going to call the creditors on her behalf. She wants me to get on, and I'm going to be really bold with them and see what we can do to negotiate or set up some more manageable payment arrangements with them. So, all right. Alicia says, we are a family of 5 and made around $41,000. It costs a lot to feed while homeschooling, then have to buy extra school supplies, but God, right? Okay. Yeah. So like, here's a perfect example, right? Here's a family of 5. They're doing their best to work. They're doing their best to feed their children, clothe their children, buy supplies, homeschool. If they lower that to 40,000, you miss the boat by $1,000. I just think it's a bad move on the Senate's part. So I'm hoping it will phase up like they did with the last one. But anyway, all I can say, let's see. Oh man, I'm terrible at pronouncing names. I'm sorry. Arcelia. I think I said that right. Arcelia. Anyway, hey, I bet you're a great mom. So just keep going. I hope that this stimulus comes through and that you guys get some assistance. But thank you for the super chat. Okay, let's see here. Thanks for the positivity. You bet. All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Will you run for public office? I don't have any plans of it, but you never know. I'm not going to say that I'll never run, but as of right now, I'm very busy with my kids and my business. My wife has a coaching business where she helps women with their self-esteem, their body image issues, intimacy issues in their relationship. So, we're very busy running businesses and taking care of children. Okay. Ruby has 4 people raising their hand. Oh no, where'd that go? Shoot, this thing moves so fast. Oh no, I was gonna try and answer your question. Oh, I wish there was like a search button on here or something. I'm gonna go back through, see if I can find it. Oh no. Well, hey, you oh shoot. Okay. I'm sorry. It's gone. I apologize about that. This chat thing is moving so fast. So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap up. It's an hour and a half. I gotta go see my children. Hey, Laura, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hey, somebody did $100 in super chat. I was busy answering a question and it disappeared, but I want to say thank you to you. I don't know who you are, but thank you. I really appreciate that. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and wrap up. I don't think there's any more. I mean, I'm sure that there's 100 questions in here I missed, but I also believe I answered quite a lot of them. Do you guys like this? Let me know in the comments after this if I should keep doing this, because I sure enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. We maintained over 2,500 people for an hour and a half. That's insane. That's awesome. Thank you, Charity Hughes. I really appreciate that. I just want to end by reminding you that right now, it's okay to not be okay. This is hard stuff, right? If you think you're having crazy thoughts, it's okay. I have them. My wife has them. Everybody's having them, right? So it's okay to not be okay. Let me remind you that you cannot hate yourself into a better position, but you can love yourself towards your goals, right? Or in the direction of your goals, right? So you can't hate yourself into a better position, right? And I don't want anybody listening right now to go away and not just walk away remembering that you are amazing, right? Like think about it. Human beings are amazing. Think of all the amazing things that we do. Now, listen, there are terrible human beings out there. There are rotten, awful people, right? But not everybody. I think the majority of people are good, right? And whether you and I have the same religious or spiritual beliefs, or whether we have the same political affiliation, at the end of the day, you are amazing because you're a human being. Human beings are amazing. Like, think about it. We're on a planet that's spinning 1,000 miles an hour, going around a sun that's going around the Milky Way galaxy, that's floating around in the universe. Like, the fact that you exist is incredible. And I just think that it makes you amazing, right? And so anyway, I just want you to go away from this. Whatever you take away, right? Like, I've been talking for an hour and 33 minutes, and I don't know if any of it added any value, but if you can just go to bed tonight and wake up tomorrow and remember that Stephen Gardner thinks I'm amazing, and remind yourself that you are amazing, right? Like, you are your own best asset. You're your own best chance at success. You can also be your own worst enemy. So be kind to yourself. Practice self-kindness. You cannot hate yourself into a better position. All right. Now, a lot of you are saying hello and good night. Dee, Evelyn, Giselle, Marty, Pamela, Martin, Sadie. I appreciate all of you guys. I will do this again in the future. Marvina, thank you so much. Laura, again, thank you so much. Thank you to all of you. And good night. Remember that you're amazing. And I will see you on the next video.